So as you are using these type of platforms for your business to grow your business as an entrepreneur, or as you're using these platforms to sell yourself or market yourself to a potential employer, things like that, understand that how valuable the communication really is, and the image that you're putting out there as you're continuing to build your brand.
Right. So you're able to touch so many more people. You're able to have so many more partners, thankfully, because of this, than you did many, many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a great thing for entrepreneurs. It's a great thing for business owners now to have all of these resources. Because again, they have, been able to grow exponentially
Mm-hmm.
because of this,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just brand new. It's just great. It's I don't know. It's just fascinating to
Mm-hmm.
watch. Like you said, things just change
Mm-hmm.
to where they are now from where they were 20 years ago.
Sure.
Um, so it's just a great thing. So again, those relationships and those partnerships, again, don't always have to be right in your backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So your relationships and your partnerships that you have with social media,
Right. Right.
not even your supply chain, but just social media,
Mm-hmm.
on its
Mm-hmm.
own. That's a partnership.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? You sign an agreement with them, and you partner with them for the ability for you to put this information out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Likewise with this podcast, all the platforms that you're on, those are your partners.
Right. Right.
You're partnering with them for you to get this information out.
Mm-hmm.
And then your listeners partner with you in order for you to get the information, to them. So they share, they subscribe, they become your partners
Right.
in this.
Right.
They connect and they believe in the message and that type of thing. So for all of you who are listening, please like, share, subscribe, become a partner of this
Mm-hmm.
great podcast, and all that Maurice is doing. So I hope I answered your question
Yes, you
a little
did.
bit.
You did. You did. You did. You did.
I think, the two of us have a great partnership, a great relationship. It continues to grow. We are in each other's backyard and each other's front yard. But when it comes to not only our marriage, but also in the business, so
Right.
things in the entrepreneurial space, Maurice will run ideas by me. We'll sit down and we'll talk things through. We make decisions together. He does make some, independently. So it's just a great relationship
Mm-hmm.
in that regard. I believe, and I believe that, just like everything else, it's going to continue to grow.
Right.
It's going to
Right.
continue to grow. So,
And likewise with Kafa, as she's saying, we had such a great relationship because we started off communicating. We started off by trying to understand the other person's side, which builds great communication, which builds great customer service, even when you're so. As I stated, anytime you're talking to someone, you're practicing. I say that to my kids all the time. You're always practicing, right? So as I am speaking to her about what's going on with the company, where things are going, whatever it is, as I'm quote unquote trying to sell her on it, my proposals, my pitches, and everything else, I'm always in practice mode for when I'm ready to speak to someone on the street, when I'm ready to speak to someone in a boardroom or on the steps or the elevator, no matter what the situation is. And so, and Kafa has been able to give me very thoughtful but very critical criticism. And I say it that way because sometimes it's hard for us to take criticism sometimes. But I've learned how to take that, especially from someone that you care for very deeply. Sometimes it's even harder to hear from someone that you care for. So, and I think that's very crucial in your growth.
right.
I think that's very crucial in your growth. So, I thank y'all very much for listening. To today, listen to my business partner and I. We're probably going to end up having a whole series. We're going to do a whole bunch of different things together. You'll probably be hearing from her a lot more Kafa, thank you very much for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me and having me again, because I've been on here before, so it's so great to be back.
But you're going to hear a lot more from her as we continue to grow That Will Never Work podcast, the No Fruit podcast, and the Neighbors podcast. Thank you very much for listening today.
Thanks for listening. Find us on social media at Chisholm Group LLC and check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, that will never work, or will it?